Welcome to today's videos on Cal's Clip. Now we got a pretty cool one. This is often requested, and I'm going to be going through the last years of videos that I've made. I'm going to be sort of ranking them on why I like them, why I didn't like them, and telling you guys some stuff that you might not know about the videos that I made. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you how much money each video made me. And if you stay to the end, you'll see the figure on how much I earned on YouTube in that year. Yes, let's get right into this. We'll start here with the very first one. I'll be honest with you, I went at the beginning of the year to Japan and I filmed, I think, 3 videos. I only ended up posting 2 of them because they actually performed really badly for me. Looking back, I kind of wish that I just stuck with my guns because in the end, they actually ended up doing okay. And I loved filming the videos out there. I had such a fun time filming and it sort of changed the way my channel would go for the rest of the year because I essentially bottled it. That's what it was. $20 in Tokyo. I actually think that this video was solid. I wish that I'd done it with less money though. $20 wasn't enough to really attract people to make them think like, wow, what did you manage to do on $20? It should have been like $1. It was a pretty tough one, but I think it was an okay video and that's why I put it in the decent category. Another thing to note about this cursed, well, I call it the cursed Tokyo trip, was that literally prior to that, about 4 other big YouTubers had just been there. And I thought I was gonna be like one of the first to be heading out to Tokyo to make these type of videos out there. But that's just the YouTube game and it is what it is. And this video earned me, for 550K views, I earned $3,200 off that, which just about covers my flights there and back. I did record 3 videos while I was out there, so I can't really give you like a profit or loss on that video, but I would estimate I probably lost about $5,000 on this one video. Let's go on to the next one. And this one we'll go to, I went to Japan's worst and best rated capsule hotels. This was amazing. I loved this video, right? It was in elite for me. I had so much fun. And again, it was one of those videos that had been done literally just a few months before I made it out to Japan, which was really unfortunate. But I still wanted to film this video and I just wanted to go through the experience myself anyways. It was a lot of fun to make and I actually thought the video came out really, really well. Particularly my time in the worst rated one was shocking. Like, it really felt like you were sleeping in a coffin and the woman behind the counter did not like us at all. And that's fair enough. I heard some of the creepiest noises ever when I was there. And then the best one that I went to, it was still cool. It wasn't very private though. Like, it was just a little screen. You can see that in the video. So that one ended up doing a lot better than the other one. This got 800K, but this one earned me $3,900. With everything being said, I mean, I would say I probably broke even-ish on this. Like I said, it's hard to tell because I went out to Japan to film 3 videos. So it's hard to put like a profit or loss on that. So now this next one that we're gonna go to, the one where I went to the world's rudest restaurant. Now for me, this one actually belongs in decent. Like, if you actually watch the video, we decided to do this about a couple days before we actually went and filmed it. And I needed a video that I could film relatively quickly because I didn't have anything planned for a while. So I was there like, we just need to think of something quickly. And I actually saw, I think it was Eddie Hall, go to it. And I was there like, let me just go up there with a few of the boys. It was so funny to film. I actually loved it. In terms of an actual video and the packaging of the video, it is a decent video. But if those are the type of things that you like, where I can understand why it might be elite for some people, because it certainly did really good views and it's kind of annoying. Like, you know, I can fly all the way to Japan, spend a lot of time making these videos. We spent a lot of time editing them and they don't perform nearly as well as this video. This video earned me back $6,700. And again, they didn't have a sponsorship on it. That was definitely in the profit. As you can imagine, if you train tickets up, when a video is this cheap to make, I'm absolutely laughing. I think I must have made a profit of about £5,500. So far, so good. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this and me running through how all this stuff works. The cheapest versus most expensive city in the world. Now, this one for me was elite. It performed really well. I went to Gstaad in Switzerland and then I flew all the way to Bangkok. Now, in the video, I think it kind of comes across that it was done really close to each other. There was probably like a 2-week gap in between it, but it was the only time like my schedule worked out. And yeah, I had an amazing time. This is by far one of my favorite videos that we filmed. And you know what was great is a video like this, often they could do similar to the Japan ones, or they do really well. And I got quite lucky in that sense, and it did really well for me. And I was so happy that it did well because I loved making this video, and I have to give credit to G Film, who works with me on the channel. He put together a bit of of a masterpiece on this one for you. This did 1.5 million views, which was great. And it earned me a grand total of $7,800. Now, fair bit of money there. We have to also think about the cost here. I went to 2 locations, both abroad. Me and G-Film went out there. To go to Gstaad, I think it was relatively cheap. It probably cost us about $1,000. And then we obviously had the Bangkok part of this video, which was fantastic. I loved it. And I would say the flights probably cost us about $3,000. So we still made a profit, and we made a profit probably just shy of about $4,000, which is amazing. That very easily could have been a money loser. This one did have sponsorship on it, so I would have been in the green for sure. And I guess they're probably pretty happy that the video did as well as it did. We have got another one. We will go here with YouTubers try the world's toughest job. I am gonna put this in Stinker, but not, I feel bad putting this in Stinker because it's not a terrible video. It just reminds me of 2018. You know, we made the best out of it. I thought it was really funny. Like, you know, looking at it, I had a great time doing it. So it kind of pains me to put it in there, but just compared to the other videos on this list in particular, it isn't the most exciting, but some people just prefer this type of content. And look, I loved making it. It's just one of those. It didn't do very well either. It got 700,000 views, but I don't know, there was something really funny about I was being electric shocked while learning etiquette. Let me tell you the numbers on this. So I earned $5,000 off of it. I would say maybe I made a small profit on this, but obviously I had to rent out like quite a decent portion of that hotel, had to hire the etiquette person. There was just quite a bit to it. We were probably in profit by about $1,000 on this one, which ends up being pretty good. And again, this is a prime example, 700,000 views, making $5,000. That's pretty solid. We will go to my most recent video, tiny home video. I thought that was an elite video. It could be recency bias, but I just thought it was put together really nice. We had a wholesome part of the video. The storyline flowed quite well. And maybe the next video, if this one does continue to do better, I'll go abroad and I'll all over the world and try and find some really cool Airbnbs. But I actually thought this was put together really nicely, and the comments sort of back that up as well. It is only on like 550K views right now. It is also the most recent, so I expect that to probably go up to about 700,000. Because of that, it only has $3,000. With that being said, the Airbnbs themselves cost me about £700, £800, and I was just driving between them. There was definitely profit to be made here, probably about £2,000 worth of profit. I'll be honest with you, I actually really like that video. Obviously, you put KSI in a title on something. He's on the thumbnail as well, and it obviously helps a lot. But I actually think we put together a really nice video here, and it was my first step. It was almost like our training video for the 75 hard video that we ended up doing, because it shared a lot of similarities, and we learned a lot from making that video. JJ was helpful throughout the whole thing as well.
So enjoy Calfreezy. I have breakfast at around 9 a.m. 10 a.m. I'm in the gym.
And I think people just got to understand a little bit more about what it was like to go through his camp. This one did 1.3 million views. It earned us $5,000. But because it was a very easy video in terms of cost to make, pretty much all of that is profit. There might have been sort of things that I did in the video. So probably about, $300, $400 of cost. Next up was the Cookoff vs. Chris MD. This for me goes in the stinker category. I don't know what it is about these particular videos. I just don't enjoy doing the Cookoff videos anymore. And watching it back, like, it's an okay video. And that's the thing, like, people really enjoy them. And that's fair enough, that's for you. There's loads of people that do Cookoff videos now. It's just not for me, man. I don't want to watch that video back because it doesn't really interest me. 950K views, $5,362. Obviously we had to rent out the place. I believe that is about £1,000 there, and I had to hire another cameraman there. The crew in that is a little bit more than usual. It's about $3,500 of profit, I think. This one as well was a brand deal with EA Sports. Oh wait, no. Is that what they're called? EAFC, there we go. And so I definitely would have been in the profit for that. we've got I Live Like a Footballer for 24 hours. I'm gonna put that one in decent. Look, it was fun. I don't think we got the thumbnail right for whatever reason. Leicester were great to work with. I would have loved to have a bit more access. We were very limited in that sense, as in terms of like the first team access. And I think a video like this really prevails when you can go into their changing rooms and potentially like go into the recovery pools, really take advantage of it as much as possible. But with that being said, we still, you know, got access to a lot of the plays, even time with Kieran as well. And that was great. And we did put together a good video. I was happy with it. The video got 540K views, which isn't too great, but it made me $4,500. Now I got a cab up and a cab back because it was just a ball ache otherwise. Probably in terms of profit, it was about $3,500. It also had a sponsorship on it with BetterHelp, so I definitely would have been in profit here. I think it was a good video, but it would have taken a little bit more access to take it up to the elite category. Chris MD versus 100 models. I actually really like this video. Which does it go in? Is it decent or, yeah, this was what we call a white wall video. I'm gonna put it in decent. No, I actually liked his. These videos can be quite difficult to do. Obviously, there's a lot of casting involved. There's a lot of money going towards those things, but they do perform really well. I was in a bit of a position with my channel where I wanted to do these because they're straightforward. It's one day shoot. You turn up, like the sidemen do them quite well. The beta squad do them really well. Yeah, they are easy to do. I just don't have like a love for it. I don't really have a passion for it, but I can't deny that the content that we had in the Chris MD one was really good. Here, that did 2.8 million views, which I believe was the most viewed for the year. That video earned me 14,700 USD, but with these type of videos often comes quite a lot of cost because obviously you've got a lot of the girls there. Some will be coming for free, but the actual studios, we use like big studios, serious lighting, lots of camera, lots of people there. So there was probably about £4,000 worth of costs in that video, about £8,000 in profit. Next up, overnight in an invisible Airbnb. I'm gonna put that one in decent. I like that video actually. I thought it was cool. The shots were really nice. There maybe just wasn't necessarily the strongest storyline or anything like that. But it is what it says in the title. Like, I went to go see an invisible Airbnb. I thought we delivered the best we could on what the video idea was. I just don't know if the video idea was necessarily amazing. It started off really bad for me, this video actually. And then we changed the thumbnail once and it just picked up massively, which is just goes to show. That's why if you see YouTubers like change around their thumbnails, they're just trying to get things to work for them. And now the video is on 1.2 million views. It was like stuck at 500K until that thumbnail changed. So that's how much of a difference it can make. We had $6,000 we made on this video, which is I would have made a profit on this video, not loads. And the video came out good. Let's move on here. We've got Khloe Burrows. This one for me, I'm gonna put in decent. I really like this video, but I think it was the second one that we'd done. It was sort of like, we got the format right, and the guys at the end of this were absolutely hilarious. Khloe Burrows was top notch in terms of her performance on the video. She did an amazing job, and I was so impressed. She's really made for this type of content. She's very witty, so it worked out really well. So the Khloe Burrows video did 1.6 million, which is great. Obviously, it had a lot of comments, a lot of people saying some stuff, and it earned me 9,600 USD. Again, about £4,000 to make these happen, so they are expensive, but it was a sponsored video, so I was all in the green there. And so I probably made about £3,000 off of the actual YouTube video there, but with the sponsor, we would have been into 10+K profit. I enjoy this one. I'm gonna put this one in decent. Now, I do really like those YouTuber 1 year apart videos. This one didn't necessarily like blow me away. I still feel like the very first one that I did, because it was a 2-year gap, so much had changed. It's still a staple. We'll be doing it again this year. Yeah, it was a good video. I enjoyed it. Let me take you guys through the numbers of that one. It did 1.5 million views, which is great. Made me 7,000 US dollars. This is quite a cheap one. Actual studio space is probably only about £500, and that is really my only cost. Maybe we got a couple people taxis for the shoot, but £500 cost, so I probably made about £5,000 profit on that. Again, I would put that one in decent. Similar to the Khloe one, I actually thought George was absolutely hilarious in this. There were just so many moments in here, and I even think that he went on a date with one of the girls a few weeks afterwards, so I consider that an absolute success. The video did 1 million views. I'm telling you, these white wall videos, they just have a real tendency to perform well over time. The longer you leave them, they just keep going. People just like them. That got me 6,580, which is okay. Probably only had about a profit of about £1,000 on this one, just because of how expensive these white wall videos can be to make, and they do take a lot of editing time. By the way, with these expenses, I'm not including the editing hours and things like that. Obviously, I have people here that are on salaries, producer, editor, stuff like that. I haven't included that into the expenses. And that leads us to the final video, and for me it was my favorite. That might be because it was my own journey that I went on there, but it was my 75 hard video. I thought that we put it together even better than I could have hoped. I was super proud of the team. Yeah, it might be my favorite video to date, just the way it all came together, and it performed really well, and that makes me so happy. A lot of times, similar to the Japan ones, I think that we made something really cool, and then it doesn't really perform how you'd like it to. This one did have a sponsor of Whoop in it, and that obviously makes a difference, but in terms of revenue, it got 1 million views and 8,687. Decent revenue, happy with that, and I would have definitely made a profit. But there were expenses in this, probably about £1,500 worth of expenses. I went and did like the VO2 max, a lot of testing and stuff like that, and those sort of added up, like the medical side of things. Definitely a profitable video for me, and with the Whoop sponsorship, it was as well. I honestly thought that last year I had made good videos. I don't think I made enough videos, and that's something I'd like to fix this year. Let me know, what do you guys think in the comments below? Here is the final total of profit/loss that I made. This is a real rough estimate because obviously I don't have all the exact expenses on here, but it's about $43,300 in profit for the year, which is good. I think the year before that was probably more because I uploaded more as well. Of course, you do have things like sponsorship money and other bits and pieces like that, which come into play. Let me know, guys, are you surprised by that? Is it more or less than what you thought? I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.